Gets me through my morning every day. Every morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adelaide's Jody and Hazy on Nova.
The Logies was epic last night, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was actually very, very cool.
Oh my gosh, there was a big moment in particular.
The gold Logie goes to Larry Emdur for the Chase Australia and the Morning Show, 7 Network.
And this felt like a big build-up, didn't it? I mean, it's been such an unbelievable career from Larry Emdur and still probably just hitting his straps right now.
Yeah.
Taken to the next level.
Incredible to me that he'd never been nominated before. Like,
Yeah.
that's ridiculous. He's quite clearly one of the most popular men on Australian television.
I found it incredible that he'd been around for, 40 plus years?
Yeah.
We grew up with Larry Emdur.
We
We
did.
grew up with The Price is Right.
We did. And also the man, look, he's in impeccable nick.
He is.
For someone who, I hope he doesn't mind me saying this, but he's pushing 60, maybe just turned 60.
Larry, do you mind Jody saying that?
No, pushing 60 is good, as long as it's not over 60.
Oh, Larry Emdur, congratulations. Well done.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. It was such a fun night. I'm still on a high.
How much sleep are we talking here?
I reckon a good couple of hours.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's not
Well,
too
when I
bad.
say good couple of hours, like a couple of shabby hours. But that was it.
Hey, Larry, what we get to, and it's probably the most important thing, is your big call that you'd get the other gold Logie nominees tattooed. Or was it your rear end? Did you say
on
that?
his backside.
Yeah.
Where are we at with that?
Well, I've just got into Channel 7, and there's a tattoo artist looking at me in the face.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's happening. It's happening on the morning show today.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, my.
We're in. We're absolutely in.
Very goodness. You've already got a tattoo on your butt, though, don't you?
I do. I have got a half-eaten apple on my butt, which signifies another important part of my career, because I thought when I got that, I think I was about 25, and I thought, I just got axed from a big show, and I thought, half my life's over. I've only got half my life left.
Yes.
And that was that. So to have the Logie noms on the other cheek, it's okay. Like, it's very much part of my story. Not necessarily on my ass, but very much part of my story.
Very nice. Hey, mate, before we let you go, because you know you are very, very busy.
Gotta go.
How satisfying? Because you've been around for so long, we've
Yeah.
loved you for so long, and finally, it feels like finally you get maybe the recognition that you deserve. Did it feel like that?
It's such a treat. I actually can't believe it. And I just want to take, if I can just have a second to thank all you listeners who maybe voted. If any of you did, I just thank you. I can't believe it. It's so special to me. And it just reminded me how much I love television, and I just love doing what I do.
Oh, that's so nice. Okay, well, go and enjoy the morning.
Thanks, guys.
Good luck with the tat, doll. Jesus Christ, you're a man of your word, aren't you?
See ya.
See ya.
There you go. Larry Emdur, that's going to be an interesting process.
Can you imagine the ratings for the morning show this morning?
Just the fact, I'm in. I'm absolutely
I'm totally in. Seeing someone get a tat live on telly.
Yeah, how good. Oh, boy. This showdown was epic. And what about this particular moment? You know exactly what I'm about to do.
Kane could have marked it. Went the double fist. Bang! Houston with a big buff on Rankin.
Oh, this will be a story.
They are about to throw down in the showdown.
You're damn right it's a story, Roo.
Oh, man. How's Rue's news sense, by the way?
All over it.
Wasn't it?
Oh, my gosh. Like
Wow.
white on rice.
Oh, man. Watching that in real time, I was like, whoa, that is our boy Dan.
Yeah. It's, you know what? And we'll talk about this a little bit later on. We're going to get Tom Wren in here. But it was a really good hit. But the times have changed. Oh, and you hate to see it on Isaac Rankin. You don't see it on anyone, particularly Isaac Rankin. I love everything Isaac Rankin does.
Yeah.
But that was just... That was an old school show.
It was pretty fierce, wasn't it? Had everything. And, of course, Joshua Shelley came on this program and had a few choice words about the Port supporters. A man has kicked a magnificent goal and absolutely given it to the Port supporters in there.
Pointing to the teeth. And then what about Ollie Wines straight after the game as well? He's pointing to his teeth with a big smile on his face. It was just beautiful.
It had everything.
All the theatrics that were there.
I know. And do you know what? Do you know what was actually, I'm going to say this, do you know what was really disappointing? When Joshua Shelley comes out and actually says something for once, which is fantastic for the game, right? He's had a crack. Okay, fair enough. It was at the Port supporters, but at least it's colourful. At least it's something. How many press conferences have you and I sat through and just gone, oh, for the love of God, say something?
I know, but for the theatrics, and that's why, it's little things like that, the build-up, that's why this is the best rivalry in footy.
But then I have to say some of the other journos turned on Josh. It was like, oh, it's too far. I shouldn't have said that. It's like, guys, what are we doing here?
Oh, it's not, yeah. There was one particular, I don't know if you even call him a journo, but at the presser going really, really hard on Joshua Shelley targeting Port supporters.
Yeah.
Give it a rest.
I know.
Come on.
Please give that a spell. Please give it a spell, because that is what we want to see and hear from our football players. They can't be so sanitised. I mean, we were calling the Crows players crowbots for a long time because they wouldn't say anything.
We were calling the Crow supporters absolute wankers. Nah, we weren't. That's a direct dig at producer Emily. We're all about it. Oh, Showdown 56 had everything. And then last night we veered off into Logie territory.
We did veer off into Logie territory, and Sam Pang goes bang. I mean, he just comes out each and every year and delivers zinger after zinger. He was absolutely fantastic. But I have to say, this was my favourite line of Sam Pang's opening monologue.
Reality shows continue to thrive. One of the biggest shows sees contestants thrown together, isolated, and willingly eating testicles and sometimes anus. That's right, Married at First Sight continues to go from strength to strength.
That's why he's the best.
And then there was a really emotional moment with 15-year-old actor Felix Cameron, won the Graham Kennedy Award for the most popular new talent for his work on Boy Swallows Universe. He's absolutely so brilliant in this show, and he gave this beautiful, heartfelt, eloquent speech. But then when it came time to talk about his mum and dad, he choked up.
Yeah, I'd like to thank my friends, family, my brother and my sister, and my mum and dad. And I'd love to thank my drum Turk, Narnia Townsend. Couldn't do it without you. I'm so sorry.
Really beautiful moment.
So good. Did you tear up on the couch at home?
Yeah, I was watching going, oh my gosh, something's happening here.
What?
Just finding a little bit of emotion. I didn't think that they were going to connect with me like this, the Logies.
No.
Who saw that coming?
Who absolutely saw that coming?
I'm just going to put an open question out there for you ladies. Have you ever heard of the terms summer penis? That's right. I said summer penis.
What? No.
Or summer pen 15, whatever you want to call it.
No.
No? Yes? No?
No.
Okay. Well, I'm here to educate you.
Oh, thank
because
God.
it's still early enough for me to talk about this.
Okay.
You're welcome in advance.
Don't clap yourself. No.
So as we know, you've all had experience, maybe in this spot, maybe not, who knows, but I'll put it to you, Jody Oddie, Greg Oddie. Do the conditions sometimes dictate the size of your beautiful husband's penis? Do you know what I mean?
I genuinely don't feel comfortable talking about the size of my husband's penis, but of course when it's colder, it universally happens to all men. There's a bit of shrinkage.
Okay. Well, there's an opposite thing going around, which a lot of men are not aware of. It's called summer penis.
What does that mean?
So if you've noticed that things look a little bit different down there, you could be suffering from summer penis. I'm talking to Greg, I'm not talking to you, and I'm looking you in the eyes there, Joe.
Sorry, this is so awkward, but anyway.
So apparently the penis, or the pen 15, if you will, can appear bigger or fuller during the heat. GP Dr. Chun Tang, who's all about this from the private healthcare clinic, he explained summer penis is a term used to describe when a male's penis seems a bit bigger or fuller during hot weather.
Yep.
It's not an official medical thing. It's just something people have noticed and they're talking about. So the idea is that in warmer months, especially when it's hot and humid, the heat causes your blood vessels to expand a bit, which can make things down there look a little bit different. And I'm all for it. Hot summer penis summer coming up. If this is a thing, and if anyone's noticed, I mean, don't send through a picture, but get involved in the conversation, 0400 919 919, because as far as I'm concerned, this is all news to me.
Do you know what? Send them through. Abby in the newsroom loves a good TP.
Doesn't she? Doesn't she? That's, she's going to siphon through those things for research purposes, of course.
Of course, because she's purely professional in this space.
Or send a text through if you can confer with me, 0400 919 919, those permanent winter penis sufferers. Because apparently it's a thing. All right, now I've got that out of my system, all right?
You feel better?
Yes, because what's going on there is an absolute joke. Speaking of, Monday morning joke off, coming up just after 7 o'clock.
Now that's a joke.
That was a joke.
That's a joke. That's a terrible joke.
Three humorists coming together, led by the captain, newsreader Abby. That's what the Monday morning joke off's all about. Good morning to you, Abs.
Good morning.
All right. How's everyone feeling about their jokes this morning?
Mine's short, sharp and shiny.
So's mine. Okay.
What about yours? Is yours long?
Mine's a little bit longer. And that'll make even more sense when I tell it in just a couple of minutes' time.
Okay.
Who wants to kick it off? Who wants to...
I can.
All right, Jodes.
All
Put us
right.
in a good space, please.
Mine's a little bit of a dad joke, but that's okay.
It's good.
All right. So, in fact, it's about a dad. So, a bloke's dad called him to say that he'd been fired as a road worker for theft. And then when he got home, he saw all the signs.
Okay. There you go. Had them dad vibes going for you there, Abs.
It's good though.
You throw all the signs. It's like, is it
Throw
a
all the
physical sign?
signs.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Do you get it? Do you get it?
I get it because
Do you
I'm a
get
dad.
it?
I love it. I respect jokes like that.
All right. What starts with D and ends in ick? Ooh.
Oh, jeez. I think I know, but I can't say.
Drumstick, you dirty cluckers.
Okay. Well, now that you've gone down that path, I'm in that zone, unfortunately. And I know I said it was about 10 minutes ago that I got it out of my system.
Yep.
But let's jump back into the Pen 15 Club, shall we?
Oh, God.
Mine's a little bit longer, bear with me. So a man decided to tattoo his wife's name on his penis. And when it was hard, it reads Wendy on the side of his you-know-what. But when it was soft, it only reads W-Y. So on his honeymoon in Jamaica, he's in the bathroom and notices a guy at the urinal next to him also has W-Y tattooed on his Pen 15. He asks this bloke, is his wife also named Wendy? And the guy replies, no, why do you ask? And the husband explains his Wendy tattoo, and the stranger laughs and says, mine reads, welcome to Jamaica, have a nice day. Do you get it, Alex? Do you get it? Oh, it was only 15 minutes ago we were talking about summer penis. And already we're putting it into practice. Oh, my God.
It's good from you.
Oh, probably in trouble now.
Going
I've
to
gone
be in the
over
boss's
top.
office after this.
Oh, boy. Save me, Troy Sivan. Play a song very, very soon, and let's just shift off into a different direction for Nova's Cash, Car and Star, please. Let's talk about this more broadly.
Keane could have marked it. Went the double fist. Look out! Houston with a big bump on Rankin.
Oh, this will be a story.
They are about to throw down in the showdown.
Throw down the showdown. Let's talk all things Showdown 56 with the beautiful, courageous and fearless Tom Wren. Good morning, Rennie.
Good morning, Hazy. Morning, Jodes. It wasn't for the faint-hearted, that match on Saturday night, was it? That is as spiteful a match I can remember in a showdown for a long time.
So you called it. You were there. He and I were just on our lounge room in our tracky dacks.
Hurling abuse.
Yeah. But you were at the ground and you said it was spiteful.
It was. There was a real electricity in the air and people were amped. I don't know if it was because it was a night game as well. It was a mini grand final for the Crows. They wanted to beat Port, and then the best player gets knocked out by Dan Houston, who's probably the nicest bloke you're ever going to meet.
He is so lovely.
But he knocked him out, and now the issue is how many weeks, referred directly to the tribunal.
This is something we need to knock on the head straight away. It's the outcome now.
100%.
So the initial hit was probably fair because he didn't make head-high contact, but the outcome was Rankin hit his head on the turf and he got knocked out. So that's as good as Houston hit him directly in the head. That's the new rules.
Just a little sidebar on that, Hazy. You're right. The umpire called play on.
Yeah.
He's gone.
Just on the umpiring, you seem to think that they lost a bit of control after that.
Totally. Absolutely lost control. And look, not a lot of it is not their fault because tempers are clearly frayed. Spot fires left, right and centre, and the Crows lost their call, but I don't think the umpires had their best night. They were not in charge of that game as well as they should have been.
There was one moment I was listening to the AA broadcast, and in the background I could hear this, "You maggot! Maggot!" And that's when we felt like Tom lost his control of emotions towards the umpiring.
What are you doing? Stop it. Rowie wasn't calling, so I thought I channeled my inner Rowie. I just go, get him off! Get him off!
Well, that's not fair!
Oh, it was a wild night, wasn't
Yeah.
it? It really was a wild night. And look, it was an incredible game. It was intense. There were some great moments. I mean, you know, some amazing goals. The teeth moment with Rochelle.
That was beautiful.
It had it all.
Yeah.
It had it
The
all.
build-up was nice. We needed something.
Yeah, we needed something. And look, for Port, it's a big result because it means they'll play top four. It means they're probably going to finish top two. That's huge, but they're missing one of their best players for the final series, probably the rest of the season, Dan Houston.
I think you can as well, Rennie, perhaps have a conversation as to one of the best showdown performances of all time. Because when you're setting records, Zach Butters, most disposals in a showdown ever, that's pretty ridiculous.
42 touches and a goal. If you had to be critical, he was a bit inaccurate. 1 goal, 2.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
And-
wow.
Okay.
What about this
Wow.
guy? Jesus.
But
Umpires,
Tough
no,
crowd.
Butters,
You-
but,
he
Talk about
was.
a tough crowd. Oh, Zach Butters kicked 1 goal, 2.
Yeah, well,
wow.
no, come on, why not
what a
threat?
loser.
Yeah, but Jason Horn-Francis, I mean, he's just sexy.
Don't you? Oh, my gosh. Thank you. I was about to say, don't you get me started.
He
Because
is just-
Let's see what.
He's 21. When he's 24, 25, he'll be the best player in the comp.
I just can't even with you two. So you've just called JHF sexy. You, when Dan Houston was in here the other day, goes, you've got the sexiest kick in the AFL. What is wrong with you two?
Because it's Dan Houston's kick, but also it's Jason Horne-Francis as a whole. And Isaac Rankin, I've said this for a long time.
Yep.
It's those two blokes who make me love football. The way that they're freaks.
Yeah.
They're unicorns.
He was incredible.
Rennie, need you to calm down after that Jason Horne-Francis chat.
Yeah.
Just really, really calm her. And we'll catch you next time.
Beautiful. Can't wait.
Both of you, just take a cold shower.
Cold shower, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. What's going on in here? Newsreader Abby's in here, and it's time to chat some whales. Because, Abs, you've got to be so careful these days.
You've got to be so careful these days. And a man is essentially lucky to be alive because he was out fishing, as men do, on a Sunday morning because stuff having to, be involved with the kids.
Spot on.
So it's a
different alternative, isn't it? Hanging out with whales.
It's either hanging out with whales or golf. But anyway, two men were out in waters on the Queensland-New South Wales border, and essentially all of a sudden a whale tail has come up and has slapped the face of a guy on the boat.
Oh, bang.
Ouch. Bang.
We're
Got
talking
him.
whales, by the way?
Whales.
Reminds me of that scene in Anchorman. You guys remember?
Discovered by the Germans in 1904. They named it San Diego, which of course in German means a whale's...
Oh, it's cut out.
But luckily, the man in his 30s, he doesn't remember the incident, so it must have knocked his brain around a little bit. But yeah, he doesn't actually quite remember what happened, but his mate was in the boat. They contacted Queensland Ambulance Service, who met them in a dinghy and were able to locate them and bring them back to shore with police and the rescue team. So yeah, it's obviously whales are out and about at the moment. So if you're heading out onto the coast, you just got to be really careful.
I would love to hear that conversation with his wife, because I quite often have it with my husband, like, where have you been after you've played golf, right? Yeah. So she would have been like, where have you been, mate? Like, it's been 8 hours since you went out fishing. And he would have gone, well, I got hit in the face with a whale tail. And she would have gone,
oh, that is the oldest excuse in the book. Try something new, sweetie, for goodness sake. 13 24 10, I'll send us a text 0400 919 919. Animal-related injuries.
Yes, please.
Jeez, I caught
Let's
a
do
few on
this.
the farm back in the day.
Did you, Dal? What happened?
Well, firstly, I think I've told the story before about how when I was about 7 or 8 on a four-wheel motorbike, I chased a fox to the point where the poor little fox was so exhausted that he was playing dead. And I put him on the motorbike and I was holding him because I want to take home and show him to Dad for some reason, to which Dad would have just got angry and told me to let him go. And then as soon as I took my hands off him, he sprung to life, went bang, bit me on the hand, and then ran off. I think that, and as you can imagine, I think the wound on my hand got infected as well.
Did it really?
What a smart fox, though. I should
Unbelievable.
start doing that to men that I don't like. Play dead and then bite them and get out of it.
Like, here we're going here. Now, there goes Abby, and she's right off. Also, I got thrown off a couple of cows, a couple of times actually. So we had this pet steer
Why were you
in the
trying
end.
to get on a cow?
No, because we had a feline. I ended up becoming, it's a long story, friends with a bit of a steer, and we kept him. And he lived a full life, and to the point where we were so close that I could ride him.
Yeah, right.
But whenever I tried to
sure
ride
he
him,
loved that.
Yeah, whenever I tried to ride him when there was other people around, he bucked me off.
Oh.
So when I'd have mates over, be like, let's go see this steer. I promise I can ride him, and I'd jump on the back, and he'd buck me off. My mates
It
would be
was
like,
your little secret.
it was our little secret. It's like, that's our thing. Don't do it.
Don't show off in front of your mates. This is not the wool shed.
This is not the bullshit. My mate's like, this guy's absolutely full of crap. Lost all street credit. The happiest jobs in Australia.
Okay.
I've done a bit of a research study.
Yeah.
I think the results of this might surprise you. Jose, can you take us through? Let's go from 5 to number 1.
I'm just going to build the suspense here. Okay, number 5 is an interesting one. It's called a Java developer.
Java is in a delicious yogurt. Or is that Jana? Jana?
That's Jana.
Ah, sorry. I'm trying.
Wow.
Java developer.
Java developer.
Can't even turn a computer on, let alone develop anything on the bed.
Yeah. So the role involves designing, testing and implementing software using Java. Who knew that would be so fun?
Yeah.
I didn't.
What sort of money are we talking about?
130 plus a year.
Okay, yeah, you take that. That's not too bad.
Cash.
And clearly some really solid job satisfaction. So this is a survey via seek.com with all the jobs go to. So your fifth is a web. Is that basically a web developer?
Basically.
Though? Okay.
I think so. I don't know. I'm running blind here.
Yeah.
Number 4, this is a really surprising one to me, is counsellor.
Okay. Not if you work here. Tough times for the counsellors around here. It's quite a team too. How many times have the counsellors here needed counselling themselves?
God, so true.
The counsellors become the counselees.
4.6 out of 5 for job satisfaction for counsellors. I often think, because I, sometimes go and visit some people just to take care of your mental health, and I think, how do you sit there all day, every day and listen to people's problems?
And process that.
Because I'm exhausted talking about them, right?
Yeah.
So can you imagine being that person that has to sit there and listen for 8 hours a day?
100%. And there's obviously you've got a massive ability, if you're in this space, to be able to switch off work, just leave it there.
Yep.
And separate yourself entirely from it.
Yes, absolutely. That's tricky. But apparently they're happy.
Yeah, well done.
Maybe it's because they hear about other people's misery. They go, actually, my life's
I'm
pretty
going all right.
good.
Sometimes you just need to put it all into perspective.
Number 3 for the happiest jobs in Australia is content creator.
Okay.
Is that the same as influencer?
Is that an influencer?
I don't know.
Basically, it would fall into this category, wouldn't it? Creating content, obviously, for companies.
It's for producing a wide variety of content for different audiences and can work in-house as a company or as a freelancer. The freelancer thing would be tickety-boo, wouldn't it? Not having to answer to someone.
Not having to answer to someone, but you really have to get off your ass and work for yourself. You're not getting paid unless you really work hard.
That's true. $73,000 a year content creators are earning.
Okay.
Number 2 for the happiest jobs in Australia is care worker.
Okay.
Go again, making other people happy.
Yeah, but also one of those jobs where, depending on the type of person, like if I was getting some really aggressive feedback from an elderly person that you were looking after, that could sort of, I don't know,
dampen your spirit,
be a little bit detrimental for your mental health.
Yeah.
But obviously there's a big job satisfaction for healthcare workers.
Okay, let's maybe do a drum roll for this next one, because this is the happiest job in Australia.
This is what we're all going for, and that's the ultimate goal, by the way, is to be happy at work.
So true.
Not to turn up to work and be like, oh, let's just get through this so I can get out. It's being able to genuinely look forward to going to work.
What did they say? Do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life, or something like that.
Spot on.
The number 1 happiest job in Australia is firefighter.
So I got mates that are firefighters.
Oh, of
and I've
course
got
you do.
mates who want to be firefighters.
Right, it's not
quite
easy.
It's a tough process. Passing all the tests. Yeah, like I've never met, apart from Kane Collins, a firefighter.
Yeah, but he was hardly a firefighter. He was
Dissatisfied firefighter.
He was a firefighter for 8 seconds.
Well, he was a firefighter.
Yeah.
You know why they're so happy?
Why are they
Because
so happy?
every 6 months they get given 5 weeks off.
Is that
Really?
right?
Yeah, I've got a
That's
friend
nice,
who's a
isn't it?
firefighter, and he is on holidays every 6 months.
Define the nature of this friend who's a firefighter. Can you?
We're just friends.
Friends. Just catch up. Just my old mates. Yeah.
You just catch up on his, what do they do, 4 nights on and
Yeah.
then they get 8 nights off or something like that?
We're not discussing that, but he has, 5 weeks holiday every 6 months.
Very happy, they're saying, at work and beyond.
Also, though, you would see some stuff as a firefighter. That would be... So it surprises me that they're so happy.
I think it's also the camaraderie. Like it's a
Oh.
really tight-knit group, the fireys.
Yeah, right.
That's the whole thing about it.
Okay.
So there you go. I didn't think that fires would come in at number 1.
If you ever applied to be a firefighter, you'd be like, when's the calendar?
No, I'd sit for the test as well, and it would just blow up. I'm like, mate, you're nowhere near intelligent enough to do something like this.
I wonder
you're
if
trying
they-
to fight fire with fire. No.
I wonder if they'd let you do one of the intakes just for see how you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
Put you forward with no training, no anything.
I would love to. I would love for you to sit the test just
Sit
to
the
see
test.
how far away you are from it.
Yeah, because I got mates who continually fail the test.
You really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
It's tough.
Probably need to surround yourself with some smarter firefighters.
Well, who knows? The other night I was in one of those mates, his kitchen, and the house is on fire. We're both like, what the hell do we do here?
I know. Pour petrol on it.
Yeah, that's what we did. Let's talk Logies.
Yes, please. Okay, so if you missed it, let's do a bit of a Logies rap for you. So Sam Pang was the host with the most. So funny last night. And just absolutely no one was off limits. Like he, had a crack at all the networks, 7, 10 and 9, had a go at all of them. But this was my favourite zinger from the night.
Reality shows continue to thrive. One of the biggest shows sees contestants thrown together, isolated, and willingly eating testicles and sometimes anus. That's right, Married at First Sight continues to go from strength to strength.
Yeah, yes. That's right. That's why they'll get him back again and again as long as he'll do it.
He had a bit of a crack at the voices, Leanne Rhymes, and said, you'd have to Google her to know who she was. And they flashed to Guy Sebastian and his wife, Jules. Jules looked very unimpressed.
Not happy?
Very stony-faced.
Okay, I certainly know who Leanne Rhymes is.
Oh, who doesn't?
I was a big Coyote Ugly fan back in the day.
I bet you were.
I bet I was.
I bet you discovered a lot of feelings watching that movie.
Yeah, we really discovered myself. Anyway, rough track.
Another highlight of the night, 15-year-old actor Felix Cameron won the Graham Kennedy Award for the most popular new talent for his work on Netflix's Boy Swallows universe. He did a speech, and if you didn't tear up watching this kid accept his Logie, then you've got a heart of stone.
This was a really nice moment.
Yeah, I'd like to thank my friends, family, my brother and my sister, and my mum and dad. And I'd like to thank my drum Turk, Narnia Townsend. Couldn't do it without you. I'm so sorry.
I watch it on going, oh my gosh, I loved him so much in Boy Swallows Universe.
Yeah.
You look at some kids and go, boy, oh boy, he's got a bright future.
Yeah, but just like the tears were just rolling down his cheeks. It was very, very sweet. And of course, in the climax of the night, we have our gold Logie winner.
The gold Logie goes to Larry Emdur for the Chase Australia and the Morning Show, 7 Network.
Oh, that's nice, isn't it? Almost feels like a bit of a Lifetime Achievement Award for Larry Emdur.
Yeah.
He seems so young, and he's sort of around about 60. But he's been around for 40 years.
His work on The Price is Right is still my favourite. He said that was his favourite game show.
Yeah.
Chase Australia aside. But can you remember when that little yodeler used to go up
Oh,
there?
yeah. Don't do it, don't do it. And it would fall off the end.
Yodeling. Inevitably, boom.
Yeah, there was some great price. Or you're watching people bid, and it'll be like, right, closest to without going over.
Yeah.
And it'll be like $500, and then someone eventually would be like, $502.
Oh,
like,
no.
Oh, geez,
Shots
dirty tactics.
fired. And they had the golf. Remember the little putt golf too? They had to putt for the money.
Yeah, that was iconic. Pretty much, I'm going to say Larry pretty much raised me. So thank you so much, Larry. We got to speak to him a few minutes ago as well. And the big thing going into this is that he said that he would get the other fellow Gold Logie nominees tattooed on his bottom if he won. Thinking that he wouldn't win.
Imagine having Robert Irwin's initials tattooed on your ass.
I know.
Interesting. Well, that's happening this morning on the morning show. We spoke to him just before and he said, I am staring a tattooist in the eye as we speak.
Yeah. Interesting times for Larry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You also revealed to us as well, which you can discover via the podcast, another tattoo that he has on his buttocks.
An existing one.
Very saucy.